you literally, you can get as much or as little from this game as you want to. You know, that's what I think is one of the best things about it, actually.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, one thing I just want to do is I'm revamping that term, play and earn. Play to earn is a very different metric in game dev, right? And so when you play to earn or pay for microtransactions to play and win, that's a very different game than what this is. There is multiple facets on how you could, let's say, play rogue. And I'm just going to give you by the way, if you ever want to spend some one-on-one time with the game dev and just talk about how these work in component-based things, we'll strip it down out of crypto and just strip it right back down into tic-tac-toe, checkers, chess, because that's really where you want to understand components and mechanics. But with a play and earn ratio, let's say I was a rogue player, right? And let's say I'm in a rogue random city because I'm not aligned to any city because I don't have an HQ there to protect me. I could be Warren Buffett with all the big games or all the big guns, with a level 10 Sam, with a level 10 Frank, and I'm a player plus player. You do not know what I have. And so running around and trying to stick me up may be a very bad situation for you, because the retaliation is I could now kill you, take your stuff, and because you really don't know who I am or where I exist, I could then disappear. Right? How many detective agencies do you have in what cities and resources to find a rogue player anywhere in the world, Carmen Sandiego style? That's very Where's Waldo. There are ways that you could do that and still earn within the game, like being that same rogue player that I was talking about, and running races, right? You know, hustling cars, running races, earning yield that way, selling out bullets or health, trading up and combining those assets, and then taking that as real world gain as well. So there are different ways and many faceted ways to play this particular type of experience and earn within that particular type of experience. One thing that I was alluding to on the Dawn call is the nuclear triad, that certain families, it would be ludicrous for them to go to war because the game's over at that point. And that's also not how you would handle living in your own neighborhood, right? To go to war with your neighbor would make the HOA or your housing development or something problematic for you. Same thing goes within different gentrifications of real places, real cities, real environments. And so the beautiful thing about games, if done well, is it simulates reality. And in fake reality, things happen with purpose and view frustrum and focus. Whereas in normal reality, people are lazy and don't have to pay attention to it. So a real crafted game simulates reality more fluently than real reality, because most people don't have to play the game of life. They just wake up and then go do whatever the fuck they want. But a real game is actually crafted from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I think that was kind of one of the things that I wouldn't want to use the word like detoured me, but made me hesitant by just jumping in and like starting the process, because I know last time we were talking, Colt, is you're telling me like if you're not on top of it, you could pretty much get your money taken from you by other players. And I was just like, oh damn, like so when I'm ready to do this, I'm gonna have to stay on top of my player, or part of the game you can get certain assets taken from you, is what it sounded like to me. And that was kind of where I get scared, just because of, for me personally, I still work a full-time job. I have a 1-year-old, and then I'm also running a token itself. So is there ways people can participate in a simpler fashion to where maybe they don't have as much time to allocate as some of the other players and still make out positively?
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry. When we did speak about that, yes, we didn't know at the time that there was a thing called Player Plus, and Player Plus literally it hides your total inventory from other players. What we were in the beginning, before Player Plus was announced, in the beginning we were thinking, okay, you can literally hire detectives to go and search for a player with the biggest in-game cash amount, and literally I would target that player, try and shoot that player. So I literally can keep all the resources. But now with Player Plus, you can literally hide your inventory. So that makes it a lot more comfortable for other players to play like the rogue player and not be too worried about families.
Mm-hmm. There's also helpers too. So with helpers, you're basically running a bot to allow you to execute on the most premium time to make what's called in-game encounters, random encounters, or actions that you are pulling achievements or prestige. We haven't even discussed honor or all the rest of that stuff. But all those things give you the ability to take a step back and allow yourself to go earn without having recourse. Like, for example, would I want my particular character to be scripting and running events with me not being there, being the profile of where I am as a character? Well, because of the fact that where I rank in the game, I have a very unlikely death simulation due to all the rest of that. However, if I am running with a buddy and we both have scripted our helpers, would those be paired into a group? So that way you're running the simulation. Now, granted, like I'm thinking about this as you would a Grand Theft Auto, a top-down game, a MUD, all those other type of ecologies that I've helped work on, like an MMO. It doesn't necessarily mean that's how it's going to be at rollout. And as the game expands, I'm going to be with Colt and Archie and everyone trying to explain to it from my professional hat, right? Not my player hat, because I really want to be a game dev first, not a player first mentality, because that doesn't help the entire ecology of what we're trying to do and what Jacob's trying to do. And like even my side company, FanForge, what we're trying to do to bring real Hollywood economic energy, real game dev economic energy, and inject it into our entire pulse chain ecosystem, or DeFi for all, or having set the gold standard on how all this works.